Hey guys, I'm back for a little pop-up live stream. Got some things in the mail this week. Been hanging on to them for a little while. Can't wait to share them. Hopefully you have a minute to look at this stuff with me. And anyway, let's get right to it. So we got 5 things in. I did take a peek at this because there was a little dispute about it. But it turned out okay, so I'll share that with you first. I hope everyone is having a good day. Yeah, so these are kind of mid-century, maybe a little earlier, candy bar wrappers. I picked this one up, Dipsy Doodle. This was the one I was really after, though, Beckham's Crunchy candy bar. And I noticed it's from Atlanta, Georgia. It says here, Beckham, Atlanta, Georgia. Sorry, can't read. There you go. But it has a little Chinese theme to it, which I personally like. All right, the rest of these I haven't peeked at all, so let's get in here. Yeah, I hope everyone has some plans for the weekend. I don't really. Okay. By the way, if I owe anybody a message, I'll get back to you sometime this weekend. I've just been kind of, I don't know, man, just kind of going through some stuff. I don't think I want to get into it. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, this is a very, very, very rare, shall I say it again? Very, very rare 1999 Pokemon jelly candy. Let me get it out. There's too much. There's way too much glare. I'm a little shocked how small it is. I mean, that's what she said. But you might remember these. You might have seen Slime Slurps from 1987. You might have seen the Ghostbusters 1984 jelly candies. And there's been Masters of the Universe. I can show you guys those one day. But for today, though, it's all about the 1999 Pokemon jelly candy. Stunning. Very small, though. All right. So that's 2 down. We'll do a little review in a minute. We'll go back through everything. Let's see what's in this one. So if you're just joining me, I'm going through my candy hauls of the week. Back in the day, I used to have these almost daily, but I'm having to count my money more these days. Pretty much a very understatement there. These are some really pretty cheap purchases overall. There is a doozy coming, though. In fact, let me figure out. Yeah, let's save this for the end, okay? Anyway, back to this. Okay. Not the greatest purchase of all time, but I'd never seen a candy typewriter, if that's what this is. I thought this thing was going to be about 2 inches long, like a little small candy container. Unfortunately, this thing is 4 inches. It's tall. It's cumbersome. It's not something I'll probably keep. But anyway, take a good look at it. Probably last time you're going to see it. Last time I'm going to see it. I'm going to sell this thing. But I mean, pretty cool. You can tell it's like, 60s, 70s, maybe early 80s. I think it's more 70s, though. Anyway, it's a candy typewriter. All right, let's go into this letter here. This is something from, is it Kazakhstan? Something like that. Actually, it might say here. I'm sorry, Ukraine. These poor people are getting bombed every day, and I'm bugging them about bubblegum items. Russ, can you just let us get through the war before you bug us about our gum items? If you don't know, Ukraine, and just, I'm in Europe, and a lot of those countries over there, they have a big, like a bubblegum culture, especially in terms of, like, novelty bubblegums. I'm going to have to, she'd tape this thing in here, I'm going to have to rip it off. So, if you like interesting, like, bubblegums, you'll find there's a ton in that part of the world. And I'll show you what I found here. If I can get it open. There you go. Wow, she really taped this thing. So I am I guess a casual gamer. I don't like to call myself a gamer. In fact, I wish I hadn't even started this conversation. But I do play video games from time to time. And one of my all-time favorite games is Half-Life. You guys ever played Half-Life? Well, I don't know if you know this, but over there in Ukraine or wherever the fuck it was, they had Half-Life bubblegum. Now, this is Half-Life 2. And so they came in these different colors. But this had a piece of bubblegum, sort of like a Bazooka Joe piece of bubblegum. And it also had, it was folded up like this. It had a little insert sticker. And so I want to buy some of those one of these days. But they made all the characters from the game. But yeah, these are just the outer wrappers. Very cool. I love that it's sort of rainbow colored. Okay, this brings us to the last one here. Let me move this crap. And then I'll review everything with you. So just a short little live stream here. Because I don't have that much going on, to be honest. So now this is a pretty special thing that I'm intrinsically excited about from a personal level. I needed this, like for sure needed it. That's not it, but it's in there, okay? They put all kinds of crap in here. Okay, all that's just junk. Okay, so it's in here. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Look at that. Cherry Chan. Now, guys, you might have seen Cherry Clan candy, but did you know there was one before it called Cherry Chan? And they took it off the market because it was too similar to the book series, Chan book series. And if you ever look at that book series, it was a children's book series, the character from that series looks almost identical to this. I'm not saying that all Chinese people look the same, but they are very similar in aesthetic even. And sort of this this ink drawn style. But anyway, you might have seen this if you're old enough, or you might be your first time seeing it. But this is one of those Ferrera pan candies. You know, like God, I can't even remember any. Mr. Melon and stuff like this. But anyway, this is the one before all that. One of the first ones they ever made. It's called Cherry Chan. Very cool. Now, I have the box for this. I had the big box, but I never had the single unit box. And so this is something I've just been waiting for. Yeah, I did have to splurge a little bit to get that. All right, let's go back through all the things that came in today. First thing in were these 1930s candy bar wrappers. One was called Dipsy Doodle by the company Bikes. That's pronounced Bike. But the main one was the Beckham's Crunchy candy bar from Atlanta, Georgia, 1930s. Has a Chinese theme. And notice this has a Chinese theme as well. I have a little thing for Chinese aesthetics that we can talk about on another day. Also came in was a sleeper hit, a 1999 Pokemon jelly candy. Ungodly rare as well. Also in was this weird telephone candy. It's something I'm going to sell immediately. Probably going to take pictures of it tomorrow and list it immediately directly. So, but it's pretty cool. I was just really wanting to have a keyboard candy, basically, typewriter candy. But this is not going to be the thing I want. So, and then also in was some Half-Life bubblegum wrappers from Ukraine. They just happen to be in different colors. I really like these rainbow ombre blends on some of these. Pretty striking. This one, I guess, would be my favorite. And then last is this badass Cherry Chan candy box. All right, guys, I'm going to get all this shit picked up, packed up, put in the garbage archive. But if you're kind of new to my whatever this is on Instagram channel, it's not a channel, but I have a store on eBay. It's called Garbage Archive. You can also just go look up my username, which is Rusvan, Rusvan. And that's my eBay username. And you can find my store on eBay. But I have 3,000 items right now for sale. They're all candy items or a few little toys too. And yeah, check out my store. Check out my other videos. I do delete them after a couple of weeks, or after a little time. I don't like to keep a bunch of old videos. It's not like I'm putting any work into these. These are just little live stream shares, so it's not something I want to keep forever. So anyway, see you guys in the next one. Rusvan out. One more look. Wow.